In this video, one of you have reached out to me from the group and said, look, I've got my e-commerce business up and running. I can't make sales. Can you help me? Right? So what I'm actually going to be doing, I've got their permission to actually show you their store, show you their products, and I'm going to show you exactly why they're not able to make it successful at the moment, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you down a bit of a journey on what you need to have a think about with building an e-commerce business. Okay, so number one is your store. Okay, now this is his store. I think he paid a lot of money for this, and somebody put a template on, and I'm not a big fan of this, to be honest. um for me it looks okay. Basically, the theme that is being used here is a copy of like an Amazon theme, right? So Amazon have a link here. You've got your kind of your things here. What I feel about this theme straight away, it doesn't look extremely professional, right? It doesn't look, straight off the bat, doesn't look amazing because, for example, with this logo here, it cuts off a lot of space at the top and the bottom. So you see a lot of random space here, okay? You see a lot of random space here, and for me, it just doesn't really look very professional, right? You've got the logo trends lift. I can't really see what the word lift is. You've got an Avengers gear, but it's just a picture of Thanos, which doesn't really represent special offer, but doesn't really have any special offer. It's not directing to a product. So really, I would definitely need to clean up this specific page as a landing page. Like the theme, for me, it needs to look elite. It needs to look premium. And I don't think that this site does that, right? Okay, so I want to jump mainly into the product. So, the real issue here with this store is it's selling very saturated products. Okay, like I know these are products that are just not going to be profitable, right? So let's go ahead and jump into AliExpress, for example. Okay, so let's go into AliExpress and let's actually have a look at why some of these products are not going to be profitable or successful. Okay, so firstly, what is my criteria for selecting a product? Okay, so number one, it needs to have a wow factor. It needs to be like, oh, that's amazing. And the reason why, the main thing is like, oh, it needs to be amazing. Oh, that's different. Cool, right? The reason why is because you're in a position where people are online on social media. They have no intention to buy your product, so you need to grab their attention, like, oh wow, that's really cool, that's really interesting, I would love to have that. That is the type of emotion you want to take, right? And a lot of these just don't necessarily do that, right? Let's have an example. This one may do that. It's a lock that essentially you unlock with a fingerprint. If you saw that for the first time, you'd be like, oh wow, that's really cool, that's interesting, boom, right? So the second thing is it a high perceived value product? Yeah, so there needs to be a high perceived value aspect. Like, it's not a cheap product. Like, for example, this looks like a cheap product. These socks are really cheap products. Okay, something that, even this is very cheap general product, something that is a premium quality, high quality product, right? That you can tell this is high quality. So for example, these four look type, more premium, right? And number three, you need, and which is one of the big mistakes, is you need a $30 margin. Okay, you need a $30 margin, because it costs for you to do advertising, and it's going to cost anywhere between $15 to $20 to get a customer. Okay, so that is how you look at products. So let's look at this back brace here, for example, right? And if I were to just put back brace, the reason why this wouldn't work is because you see, look, the amount of orders it's got is 31,000, 11,000, 16,000. It's completely saturated, right? Completely saturated. You've got, for example, let's go even this watch, right? So if I put in smartwatch, this is the number one mistake I see people make getting into this game, is they choose products that have, like, they, yes, they have demand, like loads of people have sold them, like, but look, 18,000, right? It's too saturated. Okay, so people, you're just gonna have too much competition that is just gonna be a waste for you, essentially, right? So this is the mistake that I see with these products, like blackhead remover, right? Blackhead head remover. Okay, it's kind of like this one, but as you can see, 6,000, if I actually found this product, you'll see it'll have a lot of orders, right? Um, yeah, here you go. Right, 4,000, right? So what I want to do is I don't want to go into competing with other people, okay? So what what I want to do is I want to focus on a product that is a winning product, a profitable product, and then find a new variant of that product. So let me show you one of the products that I was selling, right? So for example, there was a car rim watch, okay? So I'll just give you this as an example, right? So this is a product, again, it's a wow. So number one, is it a wow product? Yeah, it is a wow unique product because this is um, a product that, it's not just a normal watch, but it's got a design of a car wheel, right? So you're like, oh wow, that's really unique. That's really interesting, right? So this one's $1 million product, right? So second thing is it a high perceived value product? It's not a cheap watch. You can see it looks luxurious, it looks really premium, and so on and so forth, right? It looks very premium, it looks very elite, right? The next thing is it a what about the margin? So for example, let's say we're selling this variant. I would sell, if this is $40, I would sell it at $80 or to even $100, and then I'll make a good margin there for me to cover my advertising costs, right? So I'll sell this for like $80 to $100, okay? Now, as you can see, there's so many listings. That means it's very saturated. They have actually more than this orders. This is, I don't know why a listing's not coming up that shows more. Maybe I need to just maybe search something a little bit different, right? So anyway, so my point being is, when I saw this, I knew somebody who was doing selling around 400 units a day with this product, right? So if I go into it, I might be profitable, but I also want to find something that's similar, that that I can make some money on, that doesn't have as much competition, right? So I was scrolling and I saw this model here, okay? So the difference between this model is that instead of it being a wheel, like a to drive on, it's a steering wheel, right? And it looks more like a Ferrari, for example. So I sold a lot of this product. So for example, oh, my battery's about to die, so let me just put this on charge. I'll talk to you while I am. So yeah, so as you can see, this one is not as saturated, right? It's look at the orders, where that brother was doing products that had orders in the tens of thousands. This one only has like 109 orders, right? And what that essentially shows me is that this product is not that saturated. It's not everyone has sold this product. It's probably got very little competition. And in fact, you can go and even try to test this product out, right? I'm sure you'd get some sales, yeah? So, this is an example of a product. Oh man, I sat back down with my charger and then my charger fell off. Let me just get comfortable again. Okay, so this is an example of something that, the average person, like everybody that is into drop shipping, or not drop shipping, but every newbie, somebody new into this business, is gonna do these products, okay? You don't want to just copy everyone else. That is the number one mistake. You want to find products that no one else has done, right? Let me show you another one that I was recently selling. You would do pretty well with this one as well. Okay, look at this product here. Okay, so again, so this is number one. Is it a wow product? Okay, yes. Like if somebody's into home decor, they will come on your website, and then they'll come on your website. Sorry, their advert. They will say, "Oh, that's unique. That's different. It's toilet paper holder, but it's the shape of a sheep, and it's very unique. Oh wow, that's so cool. I like that. I would love that in my place." I can imagine when guests come over, they go to the bathroom and they're like, "Oh, that's so cute. That's so wow. I want one of these." Right? So number one, does it meet criteria number one? Yes. Uh, number two, does it is it high perceived value, right? So you can tell from the image quality, you can tell from the build, this is a product that looks premium, okay? And number three, the $30 margin. So for example, it's around $20. I've selling this for around $50, for example, right? So you can even push it to 60. But that's another example. The reviews are very less, right? Sorry, not reviews, orders, right? And this is what I mean. I go for products that don't necessarily have high orders. So actually this one's a little bit higher, but normally around the, around, I look for around under the 500 mark. Okay. To be honest, even if you go like over 1,000, that's not too bad. But when it's like loads of them that are in the thousands, that's when it looks a bit more saturated. So there's only one listing around that price, around that amount, and that for me is still worth testing, right? Another thing is, then I think about, okay, if this is a winning product, what other things are there that are unique to find, that are, that may also be interesting, right? And this is how I do my product research. I go in and I start searching. In fact, even if I were to right click this, okay, I start going through this, searching. Do I see anything else that really grabs my eye and that makes me think, oh wow, that's unique, that's different, right? Like, is that an actual thing? I don't know. Okay, so this is how I do my product research. So sometimes you can go to a product and you can scroll down and then you can see recommended. And sometimes you find some winning products here as well, where they show you other products that are similar to that product. So let's say, for example, there's this just kind of caught my eye. There's this. Okay, so then this one looks pretty interesting. Somebody might think, oh, this would really liven my toilet up a little bit. Then you've got maybe something like this, maybe even a cow shape, so something different to possibly test. Maybe not just for the bathroom, maybe you can keep this even in a normal sitting room, on a table even, right? So that is how I do my product research. So first and foremost, if this was my site, I would change the template, I would update it so it looks like an elite premium store, and I'll make it look a lot more nicer with my style of template that I know that really converts. And like a lot of people have these things like chat with us, right? If I click chat with us, I don't think anybody's gonna talk back, right? Yeah, so it's just, you don't need that. You don't need these widgets and stuff, right? It's just distracting the customer. If I even go here, okay, product listing, I don't even have some of these icons and stuff. It's okay. Like all these extra things are just gonna confuse the customer, grab their attention. You want to keep it, my copy is only literally that long. I don't sit there writing long copy, to be honest. Just really step by step to the customer to buy. For example, these don't make any sense, right? You've got color A, right? That there's only one color, so you don't even need this variant. The sizes make absolutely no sense, right? So again, another mistake in this site. So what my feedback would be is, I would, if with me and the clients that I work with, I build up their store for them in a way that they have a nice professional elite site that is focused on conversion and converting customers to buying customers, right? Number two, with the clients that I work with, I teach them this process properly on how to find winning products, and then I review their products with them to see, does that fit the criteria, and then we go and test it. And then number three is the marketing strategy. We've got a really powerful testing strategy where we literally test it and then scale it fairly fast, which is why a lot of my clients within the first month, they're up and running and making a lot of sales, right? So I hope that has really given you a lot of benefit. I hope you've got a lot of benefit from this video and you've learned some points. And yeah, just please, 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 I'm putting a lot of effort into providing you with some training content. All you need to do is just please click below, comment, like this video, comment at the bottom how you find it, what you learned from it, any questions. Just if you just like it, just let me know. And that motivates me to do more, if that, and whatnot. Any feedback. If you do want to become a client of mine and you're actually interested in me building your business for you, if you go to this post here, and you click this link, what happens is that when you come on this link, I basically you just put in your details and it will provide you with a training video where I go over my whole business model with you. And then if you're interested from there, me building it for you and working with you, then you book a phone call with us. And then before the phone call, straight after booking, there's another video that just goes into detail, in regards to, you know, how I work with you and what that involves. And then from there on the call, you can make a yes or no decision if you want to work with me from that perspective, right? But, you know, generally, let me know what you find about this video, comment below, and I will speak to you very soon.